team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. From the gun, here's Swift. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. First down, and they go with Swift again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. 7-7, our score after 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see the franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Robbie Anderson from 19 yards away. And the Lions have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful with this one.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 20-yard line. They'll try and run here with Swift. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead is knocked harmlessly to the turf.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He will find his man Chase complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 30-yard line.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Red, cycle. Black shot.
Back to throw again. That swung out wide to Sanders. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Black ultra.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown! Miles Sanders from 19 yards away.
And the Niners are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Take it in at the 3. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
Jackson on first down.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second and 10, Jackson.
That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now it's Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They go play action with Jackson. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
They'll try it now with Swift.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, 49ers.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
That caught by Trimble. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Jackson will throw again. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And in for the Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 21. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They came with a safety blitz, and Daxton Hill got home. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Going for it with Sanders. And some space here. Touchdown, 49ers. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Niners' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worse with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work. Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On third down, here comes Swift. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. Here's a handoff to Swift. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. One quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. And Anderson's got it. Touchdown! Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup. Maybe their most important drive of the season coming up right now here, 1st and 10. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now this one complete on the slant route. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Lions will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
On the handoff, this is Swift. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on third down? Here's Jackson to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. But, Charles, I know you appreciate seeing this great defense, especially with the heightened intensity of the postseason. These two defenses, they have risen to the occasion to force back-to-back interceptions.
You know me well, Brandon. I always stand with my fellow defenders. And I love watching them make plays, and you nailed it. It's playoff time. This is when it matters most.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Another run with Sanders. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Miles Sanders saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the 49ers have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because...
And that's caught inside the 30. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
35-35.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense. Say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Here we go, this to avoid overtime. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
Well, plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first, game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football. People hated that. Now the game reaches OT. Every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
A good opening drive so far here in overtime, looking to put the pressure on with a touchdown. It's 1st and 10.
Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. And, Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4-down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you've got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive.
Real green. Blue strike.
Back to throw here. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
Not lacking aggressiveness here to begin overtime, Charles. Pretty big play right there. It looked like it might have caught the defense off guard. They may have been expecting something a little more conservative.
Yeah, they've got to shore things up in a big way because they make any more mistakes like that and really let them drive it on them, they'll be putting their offense in a tough spot to answer if they want to extend their season. What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
22 needle. White, blue. White. Red, yellow.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Odafe Oweh from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Here we go.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. Butker's kick here is good, and they have regained the lead. That was a big risk here in overtime. It sent him out to fire away from long distance, but he knocks it through to give him the lead.
Edgy, don't you think? Because if he misses there, ball goes to the spot of the kick, correct?
Yep.
And guess what? That only leaves about, 20 yards or so for them to go downfield and be positioned themselves. So you have confidence in him, and you have confidence in your defense, so go ahead and let him kick that one.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Jackson. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags, and in an overtime thriller, they are moving on to the playoff.
No rest, they get to keep playing.
The Lions stay alive as we say thanks for watching and so long.